Timestamp July 14th, 2025, about 5:20 a.m. Got up a little while ago, not that long ago. Been looking over my notes, getting coffee made, walking the acorn. I'm looking back on yesterday, and I feel like I didn't get a lot done. I know that I kind of did, but it was mostly like small sorting and trying to get my admin station here organized. And I know what I got done, but grand scheme is like, wow, 3 square inches, Some laundry, some other sorting in the kitchen. Not nearly what I wanted to get done. I had high aspirations. Took a shower though. That was 4 minutes of bliss. The water started kind of pooling in the shower because it has very few places to go because, it's officially Monday morning. I know the business world hasn't begun yet, so I don't expect a phone call, in the next 20 minutes or anything, but they cannot come out here and do the septic surgery too soon for me. That timetable does not exist. I need to take my drugs here in a minute. That's one of the things I did was I preset that. And I didn't do the AM, PM because it's all one big, I just filled all 14 with basically 14 days. Like I did Sunday AM yesterday. Today I'm going to do Sunday PM, and I'll just work my way through the week. Figured it would be easier, faster, just to set it all in one big thing, one time, every 14 days, rather than, every morning pulling out each individual pill. And I'm not taking a lot of stuff, but I'm taking a few things. Multivitamin C, the Molium leaf, I do take a low dose aspirin every day, just because the heart and lung relationship. My heart's very strong, according to my last tests and whatnot. But with me fighting lung damage, making sure that I don't have any, or attempting to make sure that I don't have any blood clot, heart attack adjacent things that can lead to a heart attack. Triggers, probably be a good word there. It's not really symptoms, When I checked with my doc, and she was like, yeah, you can take a low dose. It won't hurt you, can help you. So, yeah, I think I take like a whopping 6 things. Vitamins. They're not really medications per se. Supplements and whatnot. Other than the smoking, which I am working on quitting, I'm trying to be healthy-ish, It's funny, because I was watching a Gen Xer doing my 30-30s yesterday. And there's a Gen Xer on YouTube that has, it's like my Gen X life or something like that. And she was talking about things she can't live without, things she must have, things she is never planning on buying again now that she's, in her 50s or 60s, or she's in her late 50s, I'm guessing. And she said about not wasting time with cheap coffee mugs. I got a big chuckle out of that one. Just because I have several, Dollar Tree coffee mugs that I'm quite okay with. Like my sunflower mugs, they're all Dollar Tree ones. But they're sunflower mugs. They make me happy. And I poked her back, so I'm like, I have gotten to the point where all of my, like, I don't have any, like, generic plain coffee mugs in my thing. And coffee mugs are a religion, you know. It's one of the weird, it's a thing with our family. I don't know if it's a fairly common thing or not. But, pretty much, because I started going on the hunt, like, 2 years ago for Looney Tunes mugs. Because it was one of those things where I looked back on my life, and I said, you know, I have things that make me happy here. I have always wanted, you know, like a Bugs Bunny and or a Marvin mug, and I never had one. Goofy little things like that. And I started looking around on eBay, and I found, I guess Sakara did some. There was some, the Fiesta ones are kind of pricey. I'm paying like $3 to like $5 each. I'm not buying them individually though, because the shipping kind of kills you on that. A lot of them I'm buying, like, you know, somebody will have 4 or 6. I bought a couple of 3s, you know, whatever, you get the idea. But the more I look, the more I'm like, you know what, I'm going to actually have not like all the mugs. I will have them all. You know, I'm not that psychotic. No, I'm not that psychotic. But there were like 3 or 4 different sets of mugs that came out in the, especially like late 80s, 90s. And I've just been grabbing up pieces here and there. I probably got about 15 Looney Tunes mugs now. And I make no apologies about it. And to full disclosure, there's 2 different sets out there also that I'm interested in maybe getting a couple from, just because I think they're cool. There's some Christmas ones. They're kind of plain white, and then they have like a Looney Tunes Christmas theme illustration on the sides. And there's a Looney Tunes playing sports set that I think I've gotten like 1 or 2 pieces from. I think they did like 6 or 8. And I'm not necessarily interested in getting the whole set per se, but I do want representation, you know? You know, like Bugs Bunny, I think he's playing baseball. I think it's like him swinging the bat, and there's like baseballs all over the artwork. Like Taz is playing basketball, and there's basketballs all over it. You know, they're just kind of fun. They're festive. But yeah, no, I was joking with the lady because I'm like, I understand this. I purged my mugs a couple years ago, and I have nothing but like Star Trek, Star Wars, Looney Tunes. Recent trip to Ollie's, recent-ish, within the past month. They had some Stranger Things mugs. One of them I didn't like as much. It was like it was supposed to be like a waffle, which I get it, but it didn't do anything for me. It just looked like something in between a honeycomb and a golf ball. It looked kind of goofy. The other one though, and maybe I'll break that one out tomorrow. It's a kind of plain-ish white mug, but it has the Christmas lights with like the alphabet all around it. Joyce and her wall, you know. That one tickled me. I think I actually got 2 of that one. I was just like, that one I like. I like that one. And it's Christmassy. But yeah, it's as random and crazy as her wall looked. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, block set uniform. It's all kind of Joyce Byers schizophrenic. And it's lovely. I like it. But I haven't even used it yet. Because I have 40 really awesome mugs to choose from. I got my video game mugs. And It looks like that vendor isn't selling them anymore. There's one main vendor that I was getting them from. I may, once things stabilize here, I may actually send him a little poke and say, are you... They may have been bootleg. They may be of his own creation and not licensed. I don't know. But I may send him a note and say, hey, do you still have those in stock, or did you stop carrying them? Did your supply chain run out? Knowing full well that he might be his own supply chain. And see what he says. Because I bought like 3 different batches from him. You know, I bought like 3, and then I bought like 4, and then I bought like another 6. And I told him, this is 3 years ago, 4 years ago. 3 years ago. I'm probably going to come back for more later. And he was kind of like, let me know, man. But in that time frame, they've disappeared from his store. So I must make an inquiry. Yes, today I'm a vicious little sunflower. So, Sarah, on the docket today, we're going to try and get Janus into the vet. See if we can get it. Huh. I said his name and he looked up at me. Yeah. Try and get everybody happy and healthy, man. Best I can come up with. But, get him to the vet, see if we can get him right. That's early morning, hopefully. If Pix is on target. I didn't talk to her yesterday. I know she was trying to get stuff done. She should have had her call with her mom yesterday morning. We had our weekly call with Grammy on Sunday morning that I've missed the past 2 months now, which makes me sad because I look forward to that phone call. I'm here. When I get Pix here, we can take that call together again. That would be nice. I know that I'm getting stuff done. I know that. And I also know it can be overwhelming and frustrating looking around at everything that must get done and knowing that I have so much further to go. Health-wise, I feel okay. Little tightness in the chest. Kind of got the shallow breathing thing going on, but again, I don't think that's the emphysema. I think that was me having my own version of like an anxiety or panic attack for reasons that are scientific, because panic attacks don't necessarily require a trigger, but defy logic as far as I'm concerned. Because why? Why? You have no reason to be doing this right now. Why? Yeah, that's pretty much looking over at counter space over there that I created yesterday and reminding myself, you got stuff done. You did do that. That's done. You got that done. You know. I'm gonna get some more caffeine. Morning fun size. And try and, yeah, if Pix no-shows on me, which she might do, just start on the various projects around here. I do need to get a load of dishes in, pull the dishes out that are in there right now. I got probably about half the boxes that are on the kitchen floor currently taken care of yesterday. So I mean, I did get stuff done. It's just You know, you look around and I always hear James Spader in my head. It's a line he mumbles in Stargate, which is, "I'm never going to get paid." I would hear that in the back of my head. I'm never going to get paid. It's not Door to Heaven. It is Stargate. Sorry, I've memorized a lot of movies. Anyway. I'll save my political rants for the next one. And I still have to tell you some other stories too that I promised I was going to tell you. I'm so sorry. I'm so far behind in my storytelling. I apologize for all that. I can do a Chuck Schumer. I can get political for a moment. So, Mr. Musk, we hear that you're displeased with, anyway. Oh. Doesn't Chuck Schumer look like he should be running like the paint shop on Sesame Street or something? Can you just picture that? So, Mr. Monster, I'm just gonna call you Cookie. This particular paint that I mixed for you is what I like to call cookie batter. Now, you don't want to eat it, but if you put it on your walls, it does have the color of cookie batter. Now, this isn't Wonka. You don't want to lick it. Okay, it'll make you sick. Because this is a lead-based paint. And that's what we do here in Sesame Street. Anyway. I don't know where I'm going with that bit. Maybe I should call someone. Anyway. Make it a great day.